I was on a mission, I was on a plane. This is my transmission, I know I sound insane. Please just listen, pick me up, hold it down. Baby, just don't let me drown. Pick me up, hold it down. Baby, just don't let me.
Oh man, I really like that song.
Well, we're rocking.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Tyson,
I'm Casey.
I'm Bryan.
and this is Into the Stream. Yeah. Yeah, so I've learned a lot. There was a StreamYard live stream today that I was watching during my lunch break and everything, and I learned a lot. And I'm like, there's some good ideas that I need to do. So
Yeah,
There's a
keep
lot
upgrading
of different things that can add, more engagement and interaction with the chat and everyone coming in right now. Welcome everyone.
yeah, I'm going to make that longer for next time. So, but Bryan, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream.
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you. It's always good to be here. I enjoy talking with you guys and conversing with the folks in the chat. Good to see everybody.
Right, dude, you and your accent there. I love it. It's my favorite. I love those southwestern twings. But what's up, Ellie? How you doing?
Hey Ellie.
And then we got Nick. Nick and Ellie are always the first, and E right there. What's up, man? And yeah, if you guys didn't receive the email, it went out today with the agenda, with what
Saw
we're
that.
doing. And
Makes me want to go.
right? That's the whole point, is like I wanted to bring that out there. So hey guys, we're gonna have a meetup. We're gonna meet in Jackson Hole at this time. And this is we're just gonna hang out the first day, basically. And then
Yeah,
the second day, that's when everything kind of starts.
And I know there's already been some people splitting rooms, so that if that helps with the cost at all, every little thing helps there. So.
Absolutely.
Hey,
and that's
man.
why it says reply to the email, because you might want to room with someone and save some costs. So, and we all know each other, so it's awesome. What's up, Dan? How you doing, man? And I'm just looking. Jason's one that's splitting the room with the guy, so I appreciate you, Jason, for coming. It's going to be so much fun.
Hey, what's up, Jason?
And yeah, we got Russ. How you doing, Russ? Appreciate you coming. We got Billy. How you doing, Billy? I'm just looking. Just got the agenda. I'm 90%. Oh, wow. That'll be cool,
Nice.
Nick. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got a few people in the chat, but Bryan, why don't you tell us a little bit, for those who don't know about your channel, who don't know who you are, for so much weird because you also can go back and see your interview with me on a Copper Lodge, which was a fantastic interview, I thought. But why don't you tell us a little about who you are?
Oh, thank you. So I live in North Carolina. My name's Bryan, and I'm a high school math teacher. We're finishing up year 24 of teaching high school math. So I'm on the downhill. I'm on 24? The downhill slide. Yeah, year 24. I'm already starting to count down to retirement at this point. But yeah, so I play music. Started playing the banjo, and was my obsession for a long time, several years. And then I got into beard care. Just grew my beard out one year for No Shave November. And it was about December, the middle of December or Christmas break that year, that I grown my beard out, started watching at the time, it was Beard Brand videos. That was the only videos out there at the time, because this was 2017, where you just kind of fell into taking care of your beard and watching all those barbershop videos, and eventually inspired me to start making my own videos. So started making my own videos in 2018 on my music channel, and then I made a couple dozen videos. And then at the beginning of 2019, I started the Beards and Banjos YouTube channel, migrated all those other videos over, and I just hit 1,700 subscribers this week. So I'm on the slow turtle pace, which is fine with me. And I got a big milestone coming up next month.
What's
and I'm
that?
going to hit 500 uploads, 500
Dang,
videos
nice.
I posted. So
Dude,
I've
that's
been
a
around a
lot.
long time, been doing this a long time. I do a lot of product reviews, but also do a lot of other things, a lot of beard trims. I've had a long beard. I've had a short beard. So a lot of trim videos along the way. Dyed my beard recently, so went through that experience to share with you guys.
Yeah, you are the master when it comes to teaching people how to trim their beards. That's for sure. You have all the confidence in the world, and I'm like, I like go like a centimeter, if that. I'm like, okay, how do I do this? So
I don't have a lot of confidence when it comes to trimming my own beard, but I can say that you gave me enough confidence to at least give it the first go around. So you and Dan C both had a lot with building my confidence up to actually take care of my beard. So
who inspired you to shave your head?
well, that was a few different people, I would say. The bald, just like Bryan said before this, the whole bald and beard looks kind of it's definitely got it fits, the bald and bearded look fits. So, and, Dan C, I think, was the first one that said, go for it, Casey, give it a try. It'll grow back, so I think he was the first one that kind of clicked in my head. Okay, maybe I could try that.
It looks great. Looks great.
More aerodynamic now.
I can swim faster.
Yeah. So, guys, so what we're doing today, everyone, is we were lucky enough to have Bryan write a blog for us called "Our Beard Products Right for You." Is that what? What was it entitled? Sorry.
It is
Benefits of beard oil on skin and hair.
That's what it was. I have all my notes right here, as you can see, and that was
You have everything but the title.
Yeah, it's true. But so what we wanted to do is have Bryan on and kind of explain his research and what he discovered, as well as ask you guys the same questions and what you guys think while he's answering those questions. So, yeah, why don't we get started? So the first thing is, are beard products right for you, men or women? So the reason why I asked that question is because during your blog, you actually spoke about women using beard oil.
Yes. For both your skin as a moisturizer, but also for your hair. And a lot of research went into that. You can go back in a lot of Middle Eastern countries for thousands of years. Their women, like every week, they would oil their hair. So just protect. And most of the time when you start talking about oils for your hair, you see a lot of coconut oil on that. And then anything dealing with skin, a lot of times you'll see stuff with the vitamin E. But there was two different places I saw research on that. One of them was using the oil on your skin as a moisturizer. You can either use it instead of lotion, or you could use it combined with lotion. And I saw one where it said you can put the oil on first and lock that in, and then put the lotion on top. And then I saw another thing said you could try it the other way. You could put the lotion on, because lotion's water based, so it's going to absorb faster most of the time, and then you can put the oil on top of that. So a lot of different ways you can experiment around with that. Now, if it comes to my wife's kind of set in her ways, so sometimes I'll suggest stuff and I just can't get her to do it. Eventually she'll come around to it and try stuff, but you can't make them do that. So you kind of have to just throw it out there. But you guys will let me know if your wife's ever tried or your significant others tried the oil on their hair or their skin.
I know Candace specifically, with the shea butter, you have shea butter and you have your carrot blend and stuff like that. I know, for instance, Candace, my wife, she absolutely loves to wash her face and then put that on top, just because it has so many benefits with the butter and all the carrier blends. So I know for a fact that works for her.
Yeah, it took a little convincing to get my wife to try it. I will say that I'm with you on that one, Bryan. She didn't want to try it right away. She's like, "Oh, that's, Well, I think she didn't want to give me a reason to want to buy more was the thing, because then she used it, so then I had a reason.
Yeah, Ellie is one specifically who she uses quite a bit of beard oil and beard butter and stuff. I
Yeah.
know she wins quite a bit for us from us.
You
so.
know, I put some in my daughter's hair too, and to her scalp. She has trouble with some dandruff sometimes, so I will just take a few drops and get it down to the scalp and work it in, and that helps.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know for a fact, like my daughter who has eczema really bad has been using unscented butter,
Mhm.
and it takes away. Like she get it to where she starts to bleed because it cracks so much. And we've
Mhm.
had medicated lotions and stuff like that from doctors, and I'm like, let's just try this. Let's try
Mhm.
our butter and see what happens. And I know she started putting it on, and it started sealing the cracks, and it started. So now she puts it on every night after her bath, and it just really helps her. And there's a huge difference. So
Yeah,
what
it
does
makes a
Michael
big.
say? Sorry, Brian.
That's what Michael say.
I started using beard oil as my body wash simply because I needed to do a faster swimmer than Casey. I've ruined my towels and clothes, but it's totally worth it. Oh, I slide off the bed at night. You're so dumb. I thought this
Yeah,
was going to be all
but Casey has now
inspirational.
shaved his head, so he's going to be very aerodynamic.
Yeah.
He's going to
And
just
I
glide right
do
on
put
through.
some beard oil on my head too.
There you go. You slide right on through. Yeah. So
It
the other
feels
thing is,
amazing.
as you were saying, well, you live out west, so it's really a lot drier out there. And then also this particular time of year, usually I don't have any issues like with dandruff on my head, except for in the wintertime. And that's when you go get your hair cut and you'll start to see little stuff when it falls. You're like, oh, that doesn't look so good. So you can also use that, directly on your scalp. And the other thing that I started researching, which I think you probably have a question about it, so I probably don't want to jump ahead, is about the hygral fatigue, which
Yes,
is
that is one of the questions we'll ask.
so that's coming up too. So I'll hold off on that. But there's lots of places you can use your beard oil besides just on your beard.
Your research with that hydro, which we'll talk about, blew my mind. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Well, there was research with it, and then it's my brain started thinking and I started experimenting with some stuff, and it really made a difference.
Yeah.
On that, and we'll talk about it whenever you throw that up.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I know for a fact for me, I haven't used regular gel or pomade or anything. I've only used beard butter for my hair to shape it and everything like that. And and it works. So Egos, I have stopped using body lotion ever since beard butter fiasco started for my skin. So oil absorbs into women's hair the same as the way as beard hair.
Yeah, well, your bearded hair generally is a little bit coarser, right, and denser, so it may absorb a little bit faster into your beard because of the density of it. A lot of the hair on your head's a little bit finer, so it's gonna go in a little bit slower probably. So
well, it's the same thing for me, because I put a few drops. I only use a few drops though, with my head hair, or else it'll get too greasy. Same with my wife. She only uses a little bit. She can't use like a full dropper like some guys use in their beard. It would just be too greasy.
Yeah,
and
we'll
it just
talk about
depends
that.
on how much sebum oil you produce, right? So you do have more follicles on your head, so naturally you're gonna have a little bit more oil usually anyway. So everybody's skin is a little bit different, but you could also just put it on the edges and not actually go into your scalp if you oil your scalp. You got long hair,
just
the
to the
sebum
ends
might
of the
not get
hair.
out to
That's
so
what
Josh said,
split ends and those kind of things.
So Josh said olive oil is great for the skin and hair.
Yep.
What's up, Ray? How you doing, man? Ellie, with my eczema, my scalp can make it snow, but since using beard products, it made a huge difference. Absolutely. You're so dumb. You were playing with that too. You were just waiting.
I was waiting.
Oh, that's hilarious. I really like Bryan from Beards and Banjos. I love the knowledge and down-to-earth delivery. Bryan is a really nice guy. Dude, that's why we have him. He's a stud.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it.
Hey, Marvin. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Marvin.
Good to see you. Oh, yeah. That's a great question, Ellie. How many drops do you use for your head hair? And her hair is what? Goes past her shoulders. So I am wondering how much she uses. That's actually a great question. So, Ellie, when you get a chance to answer that, please.
Yeah, and you can always experiment, right?
Well,
I'm sure it also depends if are you putting it on just to get to your scalp or are you putting it on to coat your hair? Just two different things. I think the coating the hair you probably don't want to do as often, maybe once a week or something.
Hey, Josue, how you doing, man?
Hey, Josue.
That was a fun stream last night or last Sunday with him. I really, really enjoyed it. So, okay, so the first one was primary uses, all about the beard. That was the first section that you wrote about. You want to tell
Yep.
us a little about it?
So, when you first hear beard oil, first of all, 4 or 5 years ago for me, it was kind of weird. It's like beard oil. What are we talking about? Why do you need to put oil on your beard? But most of the time you think about it, went to stop the itch. You stop the itch, and you think of beard oil being just for your skin, right? Most of the time, and then once your beard gets longer, you realize, oh, wait a minute, it can make my beard feel soft. It can make it feel moisturized. And it's a little bit harder to get it down to the skin. Also, the longer your hair gets, you only produce so much sebum oil. So the longer your hair, the more oil you need for the beard, not just your skin underneath. So it kind of starts off being just for the skin and the itching and the, keeping maybe preventing bumps and irritation and that kind of stuff. And then as it gets longer, you actually need the oil for the hair itself.
Yeah, what I like is, and you kind of commented on this. I was just reading the comments that Ellie uses 4 droppers a day or drops.
Or droppers.
I seen that too. I was wondering if.
Yeah, no, she must have
Michael asked.
really thick hair. But yeah, so what you were talking about, and again, I've highlighted a lot of your comments because I think what you wrote there and your research was really good.
You've been breaking it down. I need to go back and reread it some more too.
Yeah, what you said is sebum production also declines with age. So us seasoned guys get the privilege of using more beard oil to compensate. Also, what you're talking about is one of the things that I thought about too is like when I don't wear beard oil, say like when I was in the hospital and really, really sick, I didn't put anything in my beard. I noticed a huge difference with dryness and frizziness, and just the flyaways were everywhere, even if you had a comb and stuff like that with a brush or something like that. So a good quality beard oil will also keep beards soft and protected when combing and styling. Flyaway hairs will leave you more relaxed and manageable and have a little more shine and less frizz. So I really like that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if you use it all the time, it becomes, you don't think about it, and then you have a day or two where something goes haywire and you don't use it, or you're sick or something like that. You don't get enough water, and something happens to you, and your beard feels awful.
Yeah. What do you think, Casey?
Yeah, sorry. I spaced off there for a second.
No, you're totally fine.
No, there's not many days I don't go without beard oil, but when I do, you can tell the difference. I can feel it when I get up. I know it's time for some beard oil. So I've just gotten used to it. It's crazy to think of before I started using beard oil and how I went without, because I went for, I didn't grow it this long. I always had maybe a length of Bryan's now, but I would grow it out to that length and I'd end up shaving it because it would get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that's what helped me get beyond that point, was finding beard oil. But now, I can't think about not using it. So.
Yeah. Ray, your pictures and everything do look amazing.
Yeah, your pictures have been really, really good there. I've noticed them, Ray, here lately.
Nick, why don't you? I did not get to your question. We can get that to the very end when we ask Bryan some personal questions, if you don't mind. Yeah, but I remember going to the barber and him explaining to me like how unhealthy my beard was, and I'm like, I'm using beard oil, but I was using the wrong one, at Walmart, because that's what my friend said he uses, so I was going to use it. And then he's like, you can feel each individual hair. And he's like, you're not supposed to be able to do that. And then he did this and bent it, and he showed me how all my hairs all of a sudden just cracked, and you can see them fray and stuff. I'm like, oh man. So yeah, the beard oils will definitely take care of that. So
when to go back, when did you start using beard oil, Bryan? It was 5 years ago, you said, or was it?
So 2017 is when I grew my beard out in No Shave November.
And did you start using beard oil right away?
It was probably within a month and a half of growing it out. So I got to the end of No Shave November and decided to keep it going. And then I started doing research, and that's where I found some videos. And, you place an order off Amazon and you try stuff, and you finally start finding the quality beard oils. And at that time, this community hadn't really started yet, so it was
Mhm.
kind of in its infancy. And then people started having live streams and those kind of things, and companies started sending me stuff to review. So
Yeah, I was one of them, and I was appreciative of that. All right, so the next one, man, is pre-shave and post-shave oil.
yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I said at the end of that, that it's a little ironic that beard oil can really help you shave,
Yeah,
give you a nice experience shaving. But
yeah.
so, yeah, how about that head shaving? What are you using to shave your head there, Casey?
What do I use?
Yeah.
Right now, I've been just using a cartridge razor, and I will obviously wash with a bar soap before. I will put a pre oil on, so I'll put up an oil on, and then I'll use a shaving cream, and then the cartridge razor. So that's what I'm using right now.
And then afterwards, do you use more oil or use butter on your head?
Oh yeah, I'll put butter on afterwards.
Yeah.
But
So
I'll put some more oil on even afterwards too sometimes. But yeah, butter really helps. Really makes the skin feel really good after shave.
yeah, so it really makes it your razor glide as well, but also that gets to the vitamin E, which is in a lot of beard oils, and that's really
Yep.
good for any kind of cuts and abrasions, just good for your skin in general for healing.
Mhm.
And scars and all of that kind of stuff. So if you have any nicks but besides preventing them, if you do have them, the vitamin E and the beard oil can help you a whole lot.
And the anti-inflammatory, properties of some of the oils can help.
Exactly. I think the sweet almonds listed as one of that's really anti-inflammatory as well.
Yeah, and then like we have jojoba oil, and that really helps with that, and also helps. So, if say you're having an overly excessive sweating melon, and that actually helps. Because it's a natural ester wax. Is that what they're called? Wax ester, and it actually helps. Yeah, it actually helps resemble human sebum oil, and so it actually helps you slow down if you're sweating too much and creating too much of that. I've noticed that.
Oh, Dagan must have asked Carlos. He says he's not allowed to shave his head.
No, Dagan always has that hat on, but he has a good set of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really
Yeah,
does.
he showed me the other day actually because he was saying, I got some hair left. I said, if you got any hair left, don't shave because keep that glorious hair if you got it.
But I mean, can you imagine him being bald and bearded too, with that big old mustache and beard too?
Yeah.
Seriously though, yeah. But no, I do notice like with Casey and with those who do use the oils and stuff like that as they shave their head, you do notice that they don't have a bunch of the nicks and little dings that they have and the scars and stuff because of it. So
I was very
oil definitely
surprised.
works.
The first, for the first shave experience, it was a good one because I didn't have the irritation I thought I was going to have. Usually I get shaving irritation. So I was kind of surprised. And I think it was because of the, some of the products I was using and some of the care I was taking to prevent that. You always want to start. One thing I learned from Mick, you always want to start with a clean slate. So if you always want to clean the head, with a good soap or something before, just to make sure you're starting with a clean slate too.
Yeah, and in general, the hair, the skin on your scalp is much more rugged than what's on your face. You always get those sensitive. I mean, this is the most sensitive, one of the most sensitive areas on your body, right?
True.
Your skin underneath. So that's why you get razor burn there, and maybe not so much on your head. Yeah, when I shaved my face, I was always one that I would use an electric razor like every morning, and then I would use use a blade like once a week or so.
Ellie, you shaved your head? She had to shave daily almost. Yeah, a lot of people do. So that's why a lot of people just use the little what are they called? That Ken does a lot.
Skull shaver.
Skull shaver is what you get.
Will use
little electric razor. I think I would probably go that route. Have you tried that, Casey, yet?
I haven't, no.
To me, trying to do the blades back here is a little scary. Or just think I miss a spot and you have to keep going over and over it.
I'll be honest, I've had to have my wife come check the back of my head. So just to make sure I don't miss any spots.
All right. So the next one though is oiling head hair. So we kind of touched base on that, but you actually touched a lot more when it came to that.
Yeah. I got to go back and read what I wrote now. Most of the time, when you look up the research on it, it was things that had coconut oil in it. It's always good for your hair.
Yeah, you said coconut oil contains lauric acid as a principal fatty acid, which can easily penetrate the hair shaft and bond to the hair protein. This can reduce protein loss and provide a natural protection for the hair that is otherwise healthy or that has been damaged by heat, hair dyes, and various styling products.
Wow, did I write that? That
You
sounds
did.
pretty
That's what I'm telling you.
I would.
Yeah. And
I was going
I
to
did
ask,
link
where'd you get
at
your
the
talent
bottom.
for writing?
Yeah, and at the bottom, I did link all of the scientific journals that had published the
You did.
research
You did
on
that.
it. And I read through a lot of that, but it's still hard to take all of that information and try to drag out stuff for a blog. So, you'll read other blogs that'll mention stuff and they'll have links to stuff, and you go read those links, and then you finally kind of dig back until you find the principal research, scientific research that was published to go along with it. I learned a whole lot, and especially when you started getting to the oiling head hair and the high growth fatigue that comes up next. But you start thinking about I didn't really think about protein in your hair and protein loss, but that's where you start getting into, you can damage your cuticles, and then you get how fast things absorb, right? What's in your hair, like what's on the inside of it. Most time people are concerned about the water, right? Water goes in and out. Water it's not something that's going to stay around and give you a lot of lasting protection. Yes, you want to be to have your hair that's you want it to be healthy, you want to be hydrated, but that's not all. You want to put some other stuff in there that's going to maybe protect it a little bit more. That's where the oil comes in.
I actually
protect your protein.
I love that you just mentioned protein, because that's the reason why a lot of it, when you talk about skin, you talk about, it's one of your organs, and a lot of your organs have to deal with minerals and taking care of it. So like, and a lot of us are mineral deficient, especially magnesium deficient. Magnesium deficient is primary. I mean, it's used for a lot of stuff, but it's primarily for your skin and stuff like that. It's for protein synthesis. And since your hair is primarily protein, putting a lot of beard oils will have certain types of magnesiums and stuff like that. But that's why I add that ionic magnesium in there and the minerals in there, because it does help with that correlation of the protein synthesis in the skin and helping with all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool what you just said.
So the minerals get in there as well that you put in.
Yeah, well, like magnesium helps with the protein synthesis. Like I said, it also helps with breaking down certain like calciums and stuff like that, so that it can actually get down to where it needs to go.
Right.
Potassium helps with. I have it right here. Actually helps with hair loss. Selenium helps with your hair being not brittle. So like sometimes you'll have some brittle hair and stuff like that, even on your head hair. Selenium will help with the brittleness. Iron will help with the nutrients. Will also help with the shine and luster. And zinc will help the hair breakage and hair loss, and it also helps with the skin. So yeah.
And is that stuff that's in your supplements?
It is.
All right, cool.
Yeah, those are primarily what's in it. I kind of took the major things that are in it, and then this is why I'm putting it in there, because it's really, really good for your hair and for your skin. So,
can you hear Casey?
So,
I can't hear.
No,
okay.
I'm sorry, I was muted. That did it again. You sound kind of muffled. I don't know. We can hear you, but you just make sure your audio is right there, because you sound kind of muffled.
No, I want to be muffled. Weird. Am I better?
Still kind of the same. Check and make sure you're on the right mic, maybe. Can you do that in your settings, or
go to cam mic?
Because once you disconnect it, you might have to reconnect to that mic in the settings.
Yeah, because it sounds like he's coming off of his computer.
It sounds like you're coming off a generic mic or something.
How about now?
There you go.
Much better. There you go.
I disconnected it. I wonder what I did. Sorry, guys.
I don't know. It must have just bumped the wire or something.
But you're back.
For telling me.
Live happens live. That's
right? No, I'm grateful that you told me. Thank you.
Yeah.
So so that's kind of did you hear everything I said about the minerals and reasons?
Yeah, we could hear you. It was just muffled.
It was just good timing, because I thought, wow, that's a really good. I didn't know about the protein and all that kind of stuff, so that's pretty cool. All right, Here is your big shining moment, the stuff that we all came for. Hydro fatigue. What the crap is that, Brian?
It kind of blew my mind, and it made a lot of sense once I read about it. It was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. So hygro fatigue, hygro is water, but it's basically if you think about continuously washing your beard or your hair or whatever. You got banana
He's
hands?
making fun of my. Yeah, he's making fun of my hands. I have big hands.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a catcher's mitt.
Well, here, just so you know, here's a
He was holding
16-ounce
up a-
monster.
He was holding up a liter bottle the other day. It looked like a 20-ounce. I swear.
I have to two-hand that thing. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
Okay, we're about the same height. I might be a little tall.
But this is why I was a lineman. That and I'm
Gracious.
I'm big.
My dog's at the door again, Tyson. I'll be right back.
All right, take care.
Go let in the doggy. Yeah, so hygro fatigue is water going constantly in and out of your hair. And then what can happen on that is it can cause extra frizziness or just basically dull. Sometimes, especially with ladies' hair, if they wash it a lot, it's just kind of limp, right? Just as lifeless. It can be brittle, and you can't put your finger on. You don't know what's wrong with it, but it could be.
And you can see that. You can see that with women's hair, especially. Like they get out, they blow dry it, and it just kind of droops. And so they'll take the combs and they'll try to, get it all poofy again. You see that.
Yeah, you definitely do. And some people just wash their beard or hair a lot more. They wash their hair every day. And it kind of depends on how most of the time if your hair is really, really dense and coarse and curly, you may not want to wash it every day. And there's a reason because of the hygro fatigue. So what you can do to prevent that is kind of interesting. You can put beard oil on before you take a shower, before you wash it. And what that's going to do is protect your hair a little bit more. It's going to keep so much water from going in, because when water goes right into your hair follicles, it swells up. Right? Think about when you get out of the shower, you dry your hair off and your hair doesn't look that good. Your beard doesn't look that good. It's because it's all swollen from all of the water that's in it.
Yeah.
So yes, you want to keep the water in, but you also maybe want to prevent the water from going in and out so much. So what you can do to lessen that is you can put some beard oil on before you wash your beard. Now, some of us put on a lot of beard product all the time, so it doesn't really matter. We're already kind of protected. We've got our beard full of oil to start with. So in that case, it may not matter as much, but you can do the same thing for your head hair. So not only can you help your scalp and keep flaking from that, but you can also keep your hair from getting the hygro fatigue, which is kind of interesting. I know a few people tried, and especially during the these months, the winter months, it's a lot drier. You can try doing that. So if you were one that maybe you've got a job and you've got to wash your beard multiple times a day, you may want to consider trying to do this. My wife has actually started to do this sometimes before the shower. She'll put it in, and it'll keep everything from drying out so much. It's kind of interesting, I thought.
I had never heard of this hygro fatigue myself before you wrote this article, and I had been trying that before, not knowing. I was just kind of trying it to see if it would help, because I get dry scalp just coming out of the shower a lot. I don't know why. I just tend to get dry skin, and so I was doing that.
Because you live in South Dakota,
and it helped. Yeah, and it does get really dry out here. It can get very dry at times. So, but it was helping. And then after you wrote this article, it just verified the fact that that it was help. There was a reason for that, why it was helping. So
yeah, it can also excuse me, help you in a different way too. And I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, because a lot of times the detergents, the surfactants, which are in the cleansing agents, your shampoo, can be rough. So what you can do is you can prevent that as well, because you're already putting a nice layer of oil on your skin. So it's not gonna you're gonna not have to worry about the dry skin. You're actually preventing the flaking to start with by putting the beard oil on. And they used to be that all of the you would try to use hair shampoo on your beard. You didn't know any better, and it was like two strips, and it would dry your beard out even more. So that's another reason. Maybe you're caught in a situation, you go on vacation, you don't have beard wash or whatever. You can, you can get away with using your head shampoo. It won't really make your beard fall out. But what I would do if that was the case is put beard oil on before you wash it. That way those surfactants aren't going to be nearly as rough on your skin or your hair.
And apply it the same way you would after a shower. I just wait 5-10 minutes before you jump in the shower. That make sure that all that oil is soaked into the hair and into the skin.
Yeah. So water's a good thing, but it can be a bad thing too, right? You want to make sure you've got a little bit more control. I think. And if you'll notice when you do that, if you've ever tried it, Casey, you can probably attest to this, is when you get out of the shower, your beard's not so crazy. Right. Already comes out just a little bit better because it doesn't swell up as much.
Right.
I'm going to have to get my wife to try this because I know ever since we've all got sick from, the regular pandemic, the COVID, I know she has been worried about her hair falling out because it seems like since the stress of that really has caused her to lose more hair than normal. Than just a normal hair loss. And she's worried about that. And then also, like I said, when they get out, you can see how the hair is affected. So I'm going to definitely ask her to see if she's willing to try this.
Yeah, and my wife does it too. So if she has any questions, just tell her to talk to Chas.
I think this is a really cool idea. This could be a game changer for a lot of women who don't know this. So
yeah, I would agree with that. It's definitely a try. It's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was told my son. I give him a hunt. Just the hunt, the natural beard oil scent, there's no scent and fragrance in there. He washes his face and I have him just rub a little bit on his face, at night, and it's cleared up his face, his acne and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, there's a reason why a lot of people pay good money just to get regular oils to put on their face afterwards. And the cosmetic line is so big like this. And I'm like, it's really good for you.
So Russ had a question, but I'm not sure exactly. Oil does work great for gray beard, but what's the question specifically?
Bryan never had an issue with dandruff, but I wonder. Oh, you took it off.
I'm sorry, I took it down.
But I wonder what oil would do for the gray.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking for that, Russ.
So what I think, as for gray, like you were talking about in the previous discussion, I'm just pretending like I know what he's talking about, asking. Right. Oh, no, but like if our previous discussion, how the older you get, the less sebum oil that you create.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if he's saying that, hey.
Yeah, let us know, Russ, what you meant with that question, and see if we're right on that.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be a good thing on gray is to just try the oil before you take them.
You want to know if it would enhance the look.
I don't know if it would enhance the look. I do think you might have a little bit more control with it. So of styling and that kind of thing right out of the shower.
Yeah.
And it kind of depends on how what your morning routine is and how long it usually takes. I do think it may get you a jump start on your styling, get you where you want to go faster, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a little conjecture on my part.
Yeah,
I don't know if, because you're still washing off. You're just not the detergents and that just isn't soaking into the hair as much that way. So I don't know. I think it's going to be more of a feel thing than a look. Do you think on that? I think it would be more.
I don't think it would necessarily be. Yeah, I don't think it would be shinier. You're just really getting the oil in your beard before you wash it a little bit, so it keeps the water from going in and so much and
from penetrating so much. Yep.
Yeah.
Smart.
So I think
it's more of a feel thing.
Jumpstart the rest of the process.
And it's just going to feel a little better and be able to style a little better rather than, having that water penetrate so much and having the hair swell up so much, like Bryan was saying.
Yeah. Try it one time, Russ. Try it one time. I like experimenting around.
That's something I've learned.
It's be safe. You're not really going to hurt anything.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hey, Brett.
All right, Mr. Bryan. The last thing that you put on this blog is final thoughts. You want to give us your final thoughts?
He's
like,
I'm reading.
Let me remember what my final thoughts were. No problem, Russ. I'm glad we clarified that a little bit.
I think beard oil is more versatile than most people know about, and that's commonly used. I think some of these methods that you should really try experimenting around and see how that might work for your scalp, your head hair, trying it possibly before on your beard before you take a shower sometime, just to see if how that might work or how your beard styles or looks or feels. I think it's well worth a try. Obviously, the beard oil has a lot of great benefits for your skin and hair in whatever circumstances, whether it's washing, whether it's shaving, whether it's in a lot of different places where beard oil could be useful. Obviously, you don't want to. You can overuse anything as well, but I think there's enough benefits in more places than you might think of just putting it on for your beard.
Oh, I 100% agree with that.
Yep.
I know that Candace, she follows a few celebrities, women and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and that she likes and enjoys seeing what they're doing in their life and stuff. And I know that those like there's a few of them that will support and small businesses, and like a lot of it will be like oils that are simply like coconut oils that are like supposedly amazing, and you see how much they cost, and it's like $70 for like 3 ounces. You're like, what? It's just coconut oil, and it's just amazing that all these people are spending so much money for something that we put on our face every day. And I do think that's remarkable that we're being. I think it's like you said. There's more to it than just for your beard, and that's kind of why I'm grateful that you created this blog, and I definitely learned a lot from it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you asking me because it's definitely out of my comfort zone. I've written a couple blogs and I need to do some more, but it takes a while because I do try to do my research and I'm not the best writer in the world. So I do kind of go back and forth and really take a lot of time editing. I think the more I do, the better I'll be at it. And I always learn something from it, and it usually turns into some content on my channel as well. I did a video on high growth fatigue. If you want to check that out, guys.
Yeah.
Well, and that goes with the content too. The more you 500 uploads coming up on 500 uploads, right?
Coming up on 500 uploads. So
how is this
if you haven't
500?
gotten on board yet, please do, guys.
How is the 500th upload compared to the first few uploads that you did?
I don't think they're that much different. I mean,
Really?
obviously the style, but it's still me just talking. What you see is 100% me.
Yeah.
I think one of the first ones I did was emergency beard wash. You use baby shampoo because but there wasn't really beard wash at the time. I was like, you can go get a sample. They have those little samples in all the drugstores of Johnson's & Johnson's baby shampoo. If you're on vacation, need emergency beard wash, you don't have anything, you can go get that. I mean, it's pretty much the same kind of stuff. I actually did a lot more of those kind of videos than I did product reviews. And now I seem like I do more product reviews than I do the other, but I try to find a good balance.
That's what it's about sometimes, is finding a balance, right?
Yeah. I always wanted to be half and half. I wanted to be half product reviews and half like tips and tricks kind of stuff.
I love your tips and tricks. I think I really enjoy those. What do you find that gets more views for you?
It depends. Sometimes a beard trim video or a beard advice video will hit the algorithm. Like the one I did with Dave, Beard of Motivation, Beard and Ambitions, like from 2 or 3 years ago. Like last year, it started hitting the algorithm, and now it gets like 13 views a day. People watching me talk about Dave's beard and what he should do.
Isn't that weird how that happens? Old videos will come back up.
Yeah, one of the recent ones I did about trimming to, I think, a business beard kind of thing. That trim video is starting to take off a little bit, so that's good. When I made videos about what's the best mask to wear for bearded men, those really took off. I had like 10 of those. That really got me quite a big few subscribers at the time. So you never know what's going to take off.
Does your school still have masks?
Yeah, we're still masked every day. I think that'll probably change maybe April.
Yeah, our kids no longer have to wear them. That just came about, so I was just kind of curious what happened.
It's everything's starting to head back the right direction, but our positivity rate's still like 20-something%, I think.
Oh, okay.
It was down below 5% at one time, and then it, with the Omicron and all that stuff, it went back up. So I think once it gets back down below that, which I'm guessing would be over the next 2 months, I think it'll go away.
So Gary says, I've been told red beards like mine should be treated the same way as gray beards. What makes your gray beard line better for gray and red beards? I do have Skipper from the gray line. Awesome. Well, appreciate that, man. He also goes, I also have your regular line oil in other scents, and also they seem to work well on my beard. Should I use a gray beard line? First and foremost, one's a lighter medium to light oil, and one's medium to heavy, or oil. And the reason for that is for simple reasons that the hair shaft is different for graybeards and redbeards alike, and so that they need a heavier oil to coat those hairs. But also during the winter, when it's colder, your hair's a little drier, you like a heavier oil as well. I've noticed for me, I really like the graybeard, especially during the winter. But then during the summer, when it's warmer, a little more humid, I really like those lighter oils. And so, yeah, it's kind of just kind of two separate blends, just kind of what everyone has. One's a heavier, one's a lighter, and if both of them work, that's amazing and wonderful. I feel the same way.
It to each their own, kind of, when it comes to that. And Gary, I am one, I guess, that likes to rotate my oils. So I'll use the regular. Every time I go back to that, I love the graybeard blend. But don't get me wrong, every time I go back to that regular line, it just surprises me how good my beard feels again. So I'll go back and forth with them. And for me, if I tend to use one carrier all the time or just one oil all the time, it doesn't work as well as switching it up. So I like to do that too.
Yeah.
So Bryan,
use whatever works for you, right? If both of them are working, keep using them. Sometimes it doesn't really matter, especially if you're going to use butter anyway, then, a light oil, a heavy oil, doesn't really matter. But, whatever works for you, keep going with it.
That would be a good suggestion, Bryan. I think if you have a lighter oil and you have some butter, put some butter in for the day, and that'll help the feel go a little longer for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bryan, is there anything to help prevent knots and split ends? I think this year has been the worst for me. I have had to individually look for them and cut them off.
You probably won't like my answer, because my first answer would be do a really good maintenance trim and take off about a 1/4 inch all over.
His beard is pretty long.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing for split ends, is you want to get rid of them, and then I know you've got a good routine, E-Rock, but it might be one where it's an extra result of the dry, cold weather. I'm not sure where you live, but that might be one where you can try putting on the beard oil before you get in the shower, just to keep it from drying out so much on the ends. Be worth a try. Other than that, I know you keep the oil and the butter in there. And I'm sure you probably don't, comb it too aggressively or anything like that. But I would say a good maintenance trim, number one, and then start playing around with your routine a little bit.
Sorry. Bryan, any karaoke coming up?
Good question. I need to do some more karaoke.
You do.
Things have been really busy.
Not rock. You need to do more rap, like MC Hammer. Like
I need to do more MC Hammer, huh?
When you said you could do it, I'm like, oh, you're doing it.
I did it too.
I know,
because you can't do that halfway. You're either going to do it or you're just going to be bad. So I did it. Did everything I could with it.
So Gary says he has Angler's Code and it's good scent, but Ellie goes, if you like Anglers, then you got to try Keeper. It's definitely a Keeper. Yeah, Ellie got Keeper just a second ago, just a couple days ago.
What's the scent profile on that?
On the Keeper?
Yeah, he has right in front of him.
I do. It's right here.
He just actually got it today. He opened it up, right?
I did. I should have waited. I should have done an unboxing.
I had a private unboxing.
Yeah.
So this is lavender. Oh, shoot. I don't have enough light. I'm sorry. Lavender,
coriander, which is a base.
Coriander. Yep. Orange flower, bergamot, lemon, oak moss, fir, woods, and musk.
Yep.
That's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, and coriander, it really brought a little
peppery.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Spice.
But
my favorite has been your first scent of the month.
It has a little bit of
Solitude. I'm actually
that turned out nice.
So you remember how I talked to you guys about what's going on this weekend? This will be a giveaway for anyone who's paying attention. This will be a giveaway for this weekend. Just one of the last ones that I have, but holy cow. Solitude, I went through 2.5 bottles.
Keeper and Solitude are two of my probably my favorite scents. I will say that.
Dang, Tyson. Scent of the months aren't supposed to be the best ones, man.
Well, that's
Just
the thing is,
create
I'm
new things, so you keep improving, I guess.
well. Here's the thing is, I made a lot of sense for other people. I tried to I tried to create a whole genre of different scents so that people can try something that that they like. Monthly scents are a lot just for me. I'm not going to lie. Monthly scents are things that I like, and so yeah,
Good for you.
Keeper's really good. I really like that one. Next month, dead serious. Ask Casey. I've been wanting and waiting for about 7 months to release this.
Wow.
He's
It-
been talking. He has been talking about it since I probably joined the team. So
I am so ready to release this one. Like it's all done. It's ready to go, and I'm just.
and I wouldn't doubt that you were thinking about it before that too. So
Yeah, it's heaven. I'm not gonna lie. It's heaven for me.
and
Heaven.
Vato, I love playing with my
heaven.
beard oils.
But mind you, you guys know what I like, and so I don't like dark. So,
Yeah, you like that fruity stuff.
hey, but did you like Solitude? Because Solitude to me wasn't dark.
I definitely like it. It's more hearty though. It's not fruity.
No,
Right.
yeah,
No,
but
I
I
love
love
cedar.
cedar.
I love
love
cedar. I love cedar. So
Yeah, if you
Yep.
gave me a cedar and a citrus scent like Mountain River, I'll just wear that all day.
I'm with
So-
you. That was one of my favorites.
what? Oh well.
Nick, are you still in? What was your question? So Nick asked a question right at the very beginning, and I said I would get to that. So Nick, can you please ask that question one more time? He is in here, so
I'll talk to Tyson about that after Ellie. I don't know if he saw your comment, but
what is it?
she said she her solitude. There was a problem with her solitude.
Never got my Solitude.
That's what she said.
Ellie,
she
I
order
think you're smoking. You didn't even order. You only won Keeper.
No, she won. She won solitude
Oh, well, I don't know.
on Healthy Bearded. I think wasn't a Healthy Bearded stream, Ellie. I think it was. Or no, it was on. I can't remember.
If she
where it
won, I
was.
sent it. It just must not have got to her. So
Well, your stuff takes like 2 weeks to get to me every time you send something.
yeah, I've actually decided I'm actually heading from now on. I bypass my city and I'll drive 20, 30 minutes to the next city to go to the post office. Like I'm done with my post office.
Drive to the regional facility.
Yeah, it's just like I'm done. And now, it seems like UPS, when people go UPS also on shipping, it goes a little bit quicker too. It costs more. It costs about $5, $4 to $5 more, but it gets there quicker. I've noticed. So
I see Nick's question. I see Nick's question now. Good question. I get this occasionally.
Yeah.
I've wanted to be a math teacher ever since I was in 10th grade, and I had no plans on doing anything besides that full time until I retire from teaching. So I enjoy this. This is a hobby. If it becomes more than a hobby, then it may not be as fun anymore. So I have no desire to become full time. It is good to have. I'll just be honest with you, to have a little bit of extra money coming in from the YouTube channel and the affiliates and that kind of stuff. So I do make a little bit of money there, and that comes in handy. But I really have no desire to become full time.
Well, that's awesome that you know that what you want. You know the career that you've taken is what you wanted to do. You know that's good. That's awesme.
Yep,
Not
I had a
everyone
teacher-
gets
ever
that.
since he saw Ferris Bueller and saw the science teacher, and he knew he wanted to be that guy.
Mm.
Bueller.
No, I had a really good 10th grade math teacher, and he always had me up at the board explaining stuff and working with other people. He said I should be a math teacher. So when I became a senior, I started tutoring like kids in basic algebra. I was lucky enough to get a full scholarship, teaching scholarship, and I've just been doing it ever since. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
not everyone finds a career they like or that they want to do all the time. So that's awesome. Good for you.
you have no idea, man. It's so bad. Yeah, it's yeah. I just, especially during Christmas and the holidays, I swear, like everything going to the East Coast got stuck in Las Vegas. I'm like, it did not want to leave Las Vegas. It was there for like a week.
it was partying in Las Vegas.
I know, right?
There was a black hole in Vegas that night.
So I'm just reading. All right, you had a couple of questions before we go.
No, I think we've covered about everything. I don't have anything that would take like 6 minutes to talk about, really, I guess.
Okay.
Well, how about, I know we've discussed this briefly, but for the last few minutes, Bryan, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, your platforms, where can they find out more about Bryan from Beards and Banjos?
Cool. So I'm on both YouTube and Instagram. It's Beards and Banjos. I do mostly beard care, but like I said, this is a hobby, and I have some other hobbies. I also like music. So as Miss Ellie likes to hear my karaoke stream, so every once in a while on the weekend, I'll sing karaoke songs. You can come in there and request a song. I'll do my best to sing it for you.
And it's
Mostly
fun.
because that's what I know. But if you really want me to do, you can't touch this. I'll give it away as well. I also have another series where my friend Barbado Joe and Andy are in there, and it's called the Grumpy Bearded Men series. But we just get in there and talk about topics. We've talked about music. We've talked about technology. We're going to have a special guest join us on our next recording session, and we're going to talk about some generational gaps and some different generations and what they're known for, and kind of stereotypes that go along with certain genders, and see if we can have a good discussion around that. So that'll be fun.
So you're going to bring in like Zeb and Andy, just Andy.
I'm
Zeb
bringing
is like 10. I'm just joking, but
you'll see who it is. You'll see who.
Cool. All right. So yeah, Ray goes, my 3rd grade daughter had math homework tonight. I have no idea. I told her I'll take it back to school and ask the teacher for more help.
Now, Ray, I have been known to do some little private tutoring. All right. Now, if you got a question, somebody's got a question about math, let me know. I'll be glad to try to help if I can, guys. I don't no charge or anything like that.
Gary wants to hear some MC Hammer from you, man. But no, I remember. So when I was a sophomore in college, my teacher taught I tutored for him, and he got Lou Gehrig's disease, and he was standing in the middle of his discussion, all that, and fell over, and he could not finish his class. And so I taught that. I went to the math lab. I was a tutor for the math lab, all that. The only stuff I could not understand was gen ed people. I'm like, what the crap this is not math. So you guys are nuts. I'm like, what is this? I do not get this.
I can explain it to you.
Yeah, it's just like, and now I feel like, when your kids bring homework home, it's like they don't have books anymore. They have handouts, and the handouts don't have a lot of examples, so you can't go back and see what's going on. You can't check your work and all that. It's frustrating.
I would love to have books that match the curriculum. My books are 20 years old. They haven't bought us books in 20 years, and they change the curriculum every 3 years. And what do they give us? Nothing. They say, here's the topics you got to cover. So we just have to piece together stuff, and it's not the best situation.
It's a lot of work for you too.
I do have one other question I had wrote down. If at all, if you can, how would you relate your teaching, your career, your teaching job to your YouTube channel, if at all?
Oh, the YouTube channels come because of my teaching.
Okay.
It's how I process things. As when I learned something new, I learned to play the banjo. I was like, okay, I'm learning this banjo lick. How can I explain it to somebody else? How can I take this lick and put it in a different song? So that's how my first YouTube channel got created. I was making banjo tutorials.
Sure.
Well, the next thing happened was with the beard products, right? Okay. Or not the products, but the beard care is really what it was. I didn't do beard products to start with. It was more, okay, how can I tell somebody how to trim a beard? Well, I'm a process guy. I'm a step-by-step person. I think I can help somebody trim their beard, and, things to consider. And
kind of like learning the banjo
videos, I do something different every time. I don't do the exact same beard trim. I do different styles. I do different techniques. So just whatever I can do to help somebody. That's just my personality. I always want to be helpful. And then also when I learn something, it turns my teacher brain turns on and process it. Why does this work? How can I explain it to somebody else?
I can see where, relating the banjo channel even to your tips and tricks over here, because it's kind of the same, working with the same kind of tips and how-tos and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Ellie, just teach math on your banjo channel.
He's a banjo boy, just trying to.
Well, I thought about making a math channel.
Mhm.
Oh,
Honestly,
nice.
You could help a lot of parents out there try to help their kids.
yeah, well, there's already a lot of videos out there, but it's one of those, if you hit the algorithm right, you can
Mhm.
make some good progress on it. I thought about starting that, and then that'll help me when I get to retirement if I can do tutoring that way, get my name out there or share the videos or that kind of thing.
Smart. And you enjoy
Yeah.
doing that. So, all right. But it's 7 o'clock. It's been an hour. And Bryan, again, I really appreciate you writing this blog for us. A lot of good information. Feel free to go to our website. It's going to be on the very bottom of our website, and you'll see the blog. And I will put the link in the chat or in the description below after this is over. And appreciate you, Bryan. Appreciate you, Casey. And do you guys have anything else before we go?
Thank you. Thank you,
I don't
everyone.
have anything. I always appreciate talking to you guys, and thank you for having me on. And thanks to the guys in the chat and all of the cool comments. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you Sunday when we'll be interviewing Nick, Bearded Beanie. So it'll be fun.
Nice.
So have a good day, guys.
Have a great
Bye,
night.
guys.